Hello, this is Mark. Welcome to Freedom Hunter Pro. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about starting your own business and how to avoid some of the pitfalls and potholes that a lot of other business owners have run into, myself included. I want to talk about starting your own business with the mindset of an entrepreneur. And an entrepreneur is a visionary, is someone who has a great idea. I think a lot of people that start their own business, they have the mindset of, I want to be my own boss. I want to have the opportunity to make more money than I make at my job. I want to be in charge of my schedule, and I want to go for great things. I want to make a lot of money, and that's all good. But I think it's important to become aware of what's going on in your mind. And in the business world, there are some great books that discuss this mindset of how to be an entrepreneur. So I want to talk about one book today that's going to be, it's called the EMyth Revisited. And I want to talk about one of the greatest things that it points out. As a worker or a person who has a job, let's just say I am a carpenter and I am working for a general contractor and I'm working and working, but I decide that I want to start my own business and I want to have the opportunity to grow and make more money. And that's great. There's a lot of people that are or photographers or anybody that might be working a job, but they decide, man, I want to get out there and start my own business. You have that entrepreneur spirit and you start envisioning what you want to do with your life and your business. And that's a great thing. But at this point in your life, you are not necessarily an entrepreneur. You are a technician, someone who does a task. And a lot of people who start off their own small business, they start off as a technician. They do the work, they do everything, and that's great. But there's two other aspects to your company that you will need to be aware of. And this book, the EMyth Revisited, really explains the pros and cons of being a technician versus an entrepreneur. And there's also a third side that you need to be thinking about, and that is the manager of the business. So are you a technician, the one who does the work? Are you a manager, the one who manages and organizes the work? Or are you the one that's the entrepreneur that stands back and has the dream and the vision of what can be? And so it's good to have all three characteristics, but most of the time, people like myself, I was a technician. So when I started my business, I became the technician, and that's all that I did. I just worked harder as my own business, and then I started getting busier and busier and busier, and it was going good. I was making good money, but I wasn't managing my business. That became a problem. You have to learn how to have the manager mindset to do your bookkeeping, to do your taxes, and how you're going to maintain your business and your sanity. Because as a technician, the one who does the work, the one who takes the pictures, or the one that takes all the photographs, or is the carpenter, or whatever it might be, you're going to find yourself really busy. Then the entrepreneurial guy who had the original vision starts getting a little bummed out because the technician part of you is working all the time and the manager's nowhere to be seen. So this book, EMyth Revisited, really talks about have a balance between those, and it really, the biggest thing I got out of it was that technicians a lot of times will fail in business because they start becoming so busy. They say, well, I'm just going to hire someone else to help me do some of the work. And then they can't take their hands off it and let that other person go. They can't manage it and manage the other person. They keep wanting to take the work back because that person can't do it as good as I can. So the technician has to have the manager mindset. In order to run a business, you have to be able to step back and bring another person into your company and allow them to do the work. And that, for me, that was very hard because I always thought, well, he's not doing it as good as I can. When you're running a business, that's just going to happen. And you have to be able to be the manager to step back and say how to grow the business. And the entrepreneur, again, he comes in and goes, well, if we could just do this and do that, it's going to be awesome. And so the entrepreneur always wants to make changes and all this innovations and creating new things and hire new people. And the technician just knows that I just want to do my work. I want to do my job. You have to have that balance between the entrepreneur and the manager and the technician. So this is a good book. But one thing I really wanted to stress is that as you start growing your business, you're going to get busy. So you need to be thinking about how you're going to manage it, maybe bring in some other people that can help you to manage and organize your finances, and how, when you first start hiring new employees, how are you going to do that and keep that entrepreneur guy happy? Because the entrepreneur is thinking bigger picture. Man, I'm going to do this. I'm going to have a company and make all this money and have all these employees. Who's going to manage all that? And you have to be having all three of those hats that you wear at different times. And as your company grows, you can hire a manager. You're always going to be the entrepreneur, though, and eventually you will get out of being the technician, unless that's all you want to do, In order to grow your business really big and make a lot of money, you have to bring in some other people. So you have to be thinking about, okay, what do I need to do? Let's bring in another person. Have a plan, have it all mapped out. And this book, EMyth Revisited, also starts telling you about how to chart goals and objectives for your company, of where you're going to go, when you're going to start hiring people. And it's fantastic because as a carpenter and a contractor myself for many years, I didn't understand this book, but now I really get it. So sitting down with somebody and mapping out where you want your business to go and grow is a good idea, and setting some benchmarks along the way on, I know that I've reached this point, so I can do this. And if I reach this point, I can do this. So it's goals. It's strategic objectives. Things that you want to aim for in the future. The technician doesn't necessarily want to do that. He just wants to work. The manager doesn't necessarily want to do that because he's focusing on managing what you're going on. But in order to grow your business, the entrepreneur needs to have vision. What is your vision for the future? And if you don't have a vision for the future, chances are you ain't going to get there. Anyway, I hope this video makes sense. Hope you enjoyed it. I'd like you to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button and leave me a comment. I'd like to hear about what you think about this book review and some of these ideas I had. Do you have any experiences with business like this? And have you had good success or some failures? So that's all for today. Have a great day. We'll see you later.